Hello, boys and girls. It's freezing rain outside, but it's okay. I'm here to talk about Cobra Kai Season 4. So it came out December 31st. Netflix had promised us that it would come out a little bit early compared to last season, and it came out like 1 day early. 1 day. That was their coming out early 1 day. But Season 5 had already been approved for some time. Allegedly, Season 5 has been shot, so we're expecting Season 5 hopefully to come early. Although we've been lied to before, haven't we? So, first of all, like a little preface for Cobra Kai in general. It started on YouTube Red, which was their crappy attempt at a streaming service. It failed really, really hard. However, Cobra Kai was shockingly successful. People would go sign in, get 2 weeks free, watch Cobra Kai, and sign back out and start over. And so I actually got to see Cobra Kai on YouTube the first season, but somebody uploaded it themselves. So I ended up, that's the problem with trying to be a streaming service, YouTube. So they've given up on that platform, and now they're just focused on like ad-free content for premium members, blah, 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 which is already stupid, but whatever. There's nothing on YouTube that I want to pay money for. And I sure as hell wouldn't want to give my money to Google, their parent company. So Netflix picks up the show when they folded YouTube Red, essentially. Netflix picks up the show. They put out season 3, but it seemed like it was delayed a little bit due to, you know, the change in basically carrier, you know. So it seemed like season 3 took forever to come out. I'm not sure if it really did or if it just felt that way. But it just took forever to get there. Now, they were already having success with Cobra Kai as soon as they purchased it on Netflix, because now it had a new audience and a bigger audience to access it. So they were having success with it right out of the gate before they even uploaded, you know, a new season. Season 3 comes out, and it's like #1 for like 2 weeks or something straight. And it, you know, some people claim it was their most watched program of the year based on hours. You know, they can calculate how many hours were watched, but Netflix doesn't release those numbers. You have to get those numbers from third parties. Third parties being like smart TVs and things like that track you. Whether or not they have permission to do so, I don't know. But ultimately, season 4 finally comes out. We were promised it would be early, and it was 1 day early. And it's finally here, and ultimately, I think it's pretty good. I really, really like this new villain they've introduced. It's not a spoiler. You know, he was in the trailers for it. They've got Terry Silver to come back, and I just assumed he would make an appearance or two. I didn't realize they were going to really focus on him being a really big villain. And I didn't know if the guy still acted. I don't know, like, what's he in? What's he do? But he has a real background in martial arts, so it's natural he would want to come back and do the show some. But man, he was just gold. I mean, he's you know, in the original Karate Kid 3, where he was from, he was a towering figure, but he was very skinny. So, I mean, you know, by comparison to today. So today he's older and he's not as skinny. And so, I mean, and he's got gray hair. And for some reason, he just stands and towers over people. But because he's not as skinny, he looks like a bigger presence, and he looks more dangerous. And it's pretty cool. I really like that. He was just an excellent villain, and I don't know who to give credit for that, if it just worked out that way or if he made that happen, but he was awesome. I didn't like how they kind of, Johnny Lawrence, in my opinion, is like the star of the show, whether you like it or not. He is just absolute. The Johnny Lawrence character is absolute gold. They like slipped and fell in a gold mine with him in this character. And they kind of pushed him back a little bit. Like, he's always been what I feel like is the #1 main character in the show. And in this season, he's kind of, I feel like they're giving more attention to Hawk, which is fine. More attention to Dimitri, which is fine. Still more attention to Sam, Miguel, Tori, Robbie. They're giving everybody more attention, and I feel like even maybe, you know, Daniel. And they're giving everybody this more attention, and they're giving him like a little bit less. And I feel like that is a mistake, with all due respect. They have such a cast now that they don't know like who to prioritize. And so if there's a downside to the show, that's the thing. Like, they need to get that together somehow. and pick and choose a few people, because now they've got like 12 cast members that are all like part of the ensemble. And some of the golden cast members do need to be in the forefront instead of the background. And I feel like Johnny, they kind of did push him a step back. And, you know, you never know if there's reasons for that. I mean, maybe he didn't have as much time to film. Maybe he's filming other things, producing other things. He used to be a cast member, or crew member, not a cast member, for a lot of stuff leading up to this show. And so I don't know. You never know, but he's gold, and they need to focus on him all the time because he's so awesome. The character that he plays is just so awesome and hilarious. He brings the number one like center of comedic value to the show, and sometimes it's not even intended. You cannot beat it. So, you know, just to keep that in mind, that like he's a little bit less important, and I mean, still a main character, right? All right. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about with this season. A lot happens. That, you know, pushing Johnny to the background is a little bit of a downside in my opinion. And then like one other part of the show that I didn't like this season was it seems like they're milking the whole season for like the first 6 or 7 episodes. Like you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere. Like it's a lot of stalling. Like they're stalling for like 4 or 5, 6 episodes. I felt like I was watching like The Sopranos or something. It was like, or Deadwood. You remember that show? Are they ever going to get anywhere? What are they doing? Are they going to produce like any actual like plot lines, or like you know, close any doors, get to the tournament? Like they kind of left you thinking like they were moving fast, and they start this season moving slow. I do like I'm gonna have to get into spoilers at some point, because there's things I have to talk about that I can't talk about without getting into spoilers. So here's your warning, okay? Spoiler warning from here forward. Aisha makes an appearance, which is cool. They had apparently, I guess from what I heard, they apparently just kind of didn't know what to do with her character anymore, and they just cut her, basically, from the show. And, I mean, I don't know what exactly happened there, but they got her to make an appearance. After they lost her, they got accused of not being diverse enough, so they brought in this kid who's like their quota hire, no disrespect to the kid, but like to try to quiet the whiners out there, the Karens out there that are saying that they're not diverse enough. I mean, pretty diverse. I mean, the original cast members were not, but that's not their fault. But I mean, as far as the new cast members go, they did pretty good. Like they do. I mean, you really can't genuinely complain about that. So they have a forced storyline with Robbie and this kid. I mean, it seemed like it was to fix that problem. I could be wrong. But if they only could have brought Aisha back, that would have solved it. Instead, they brought in somebody else. I don't know. Things behind the scenes are always going somewhere. You never know where. So with Aisha getting fired, there probably was more to that story, and we just don't know it. Basically, to me, the highlight of season 2 was Paul Walter Hauser. He played Stingray, you know. He was just hilarious the whole season. I thought he was just awesome. And people I talked to about the show thought he was awesome. And then he didn't come back for season 3. I think he was shooting a movie. You know, he's a pretty big time actor, actually. You know, he led Richard Jewell, the movie, and some other things. So he's back, but only in like a few episodes. But he ends up playing a fairly big role. Now with him, he's like Johnny Lawrence. I feel like he's absolute gold. If you could just get him in a few more episodes, put some plot lines around him, this show would be better off. And they seemingly are doing something like that. They did get him involved in some plot lines here at the end. So that is awesome. I want to see more Stingray. I want to see a spin-off series starring Stingray. But anyway, he's awesome. He gets to make an appearance. I was so happy when I saw him. I was like, man, season 2 was so huge with him in it. It really gave that season some more comedic effect outside of just Johnny Lawrence, right? It was awesome. He was awesome, and that guy himself has some comedic background, even though he plays dramatic roles a lot. So it was cool to see him come back. I couldn't have been happier. but he didn't get a lot of screen time yet. And hopefully he'll be in season 5. Some people say they shot the seasons back to back, but they started season 4 like way back when, and they started season 5, or maybe worked on season 5 through August. They didn't work on both of them together. They might have reshot some things from season 4. There's so much bullcrap gossip around the show. That's what I can't believe how much bullcrap there is. There's so much crap around the show that's not true. It's, it's annoying. But I will say something. We need to, hold some of these streaming services accountable when they refuse to release multiple seasons. So if they can milk season 4 and not release season 5 until, a year from now, we all need to be very mad at Netflix, and we need to give them a hard time. Because, a lot of channels out there, when Survivor was so big, and The Walking Dead, they would release multiple seasons or extend the seasons throughout the year. So there would be with Survivor, you had 2 seasons a year because it was that popular, and they could only get so many episodes out of one season. If you're only going to do 10 episode seasons for a show that's this popular, this off the charts popular, then you need to be willing to release 2 seasons a year. If you're only going to do 10 episodes, or lengthen the seasons to 15 episodes or something like that. We need to start holding these streaming services accountable for giving us great shows for 10 episodes in a whole year. In my opinion, that is not acceptable. They don't have ads, so they're not looking for ratings, and they don't need to extend. They're not getting ad revenue every time they play an episode, so they're only getting your membership money. So they don't need to release, in their opinion, in their perspective, they don't need to release 20 episodes a year of something. And that's why it sucks that they're every show they've got is 15 episodes or less, and usually 10. So I'm telling you, everybody, you got to be on your toes, and you got to give these people a hard time when they're going to keep releasing TV shows for 10 episodes in a whole year. And when you've got a show that's as big as Cobra Kai is, clearly this is going to be their single most watched program probably for 2021 and probably 2022. We got to give them a hard time if they're going to only give us 10 episodes. We're paying our money. We're paying our money directly. They owe us more, not less. All right. But that's all I've got to say about that. Thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe, and just have yourselves a good day. Thank you.